Hello, friends. Here we are. It's third grade. We are working in op art. Today, we're going to be making a 3D hand. We're going to start with step one, where you need a pencil and paper. Super easy, you think, right? So you're going to take your hand, one hand you draw with, one you're going to trace. So when I'm tracing for this, I'm not going to hold my pencil like I normally would. I'm going to hold it higher up on here, and instead of on an angle, straight up and down. I know, it seems weird. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to put it on my paper. Let's see. On my paper, I got to go on this side. It's going to go on my paper in the middle, finger spread, and I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to see how high I'm holding it? Straight up and down. This hand can't move. And I'm going to trace around each of my fingers. Keep your pencil straight up and down. And I'm going around, and I'm even getting my arm. Now, there's my hand. Hopefully you can see. What happens if you choose to not hold your pencil? I'll do it right here. Sometimes people hold it really close, and they're going to go under their arm, and then they wind up with alien fingers. And some people, they go way too out, and it looks like Hamburger Helper. We don't want either of those. You want your actual hand on paper the way it really looks. The next step, we're going to need a straight edge or a ruler. So, just a piece of paper, and I like to fold it because it's thicker that way. And I am going to place this on top. I'm going to trace the edge. I'm going to move down about a finger. Keep going. Now, like our tree pictures, when you hit something, you stop. Stop when you hit something, right? Makes sense? So here I have some fingertips. I'm going to keep going. When I hit, I stop and jump. Stop and jump. Stop and jump. So here you are. The next step. I am going to make a bump here, here, here. Use my straight edge. Pull, stop, jump, stop, jump. All the way. And now I'm going to make a bump. It's kind of like skip counting. Here we go again. Whoop. Hold that paper so I have a straight edge. And now I'm going to make bump, 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 bump. When I get down here to the thumb, it gets a little tricky. So I'm going to keep going here. So here we are. I've got my hand. When we get in this area, it does get tricky. It's okay. I'm missing the tops of my fingers. I'm going to actually put one more line in because I don't want to lose that. I'm going to put one right there. And put these bumps there. Okay. Our second step is going to be using a Sharpie and this thing, an eraser. We're erasing the outline of the hand. Pull in one line, either from top to bottom or bottom to top. No start, stop. So I've traced over all my horizontal lines. I'm not tracing that outline from the hand. That has to get erased. And it's probably better to erase after Sharpie. If you used a pen though, I don't know if your eraser is going to mess up the pen and make it smushy. So we have to play with what we have and see what works. So I'm going to go over here and erase all of my pencil lines. I don't want any of them. And I'm going to do the whole thing. That is part one. Part two, you're going to need, or we've got the black Sharpie. You can also use a flare pen, my friends, or a ballpoint pen. You cannot use an Expo or a dry erase marker because it'll ruin the marker on paper, and it's really kind of way too thick. Part two, you need the eraser and a highlighter. I love highlighters. They have that thick, chunky chisel tip. Perfect for this project. Also, a couple other markers. You only need 3. One of them's a highlighter and 2 other colors that work well together. Get your materials ready for part 2, and we will work on that next week.